pre-operational check on a Toyota forklift. As I approach my machine, I'll have a quick glance underneath to make sure there's been no major leaks overnight or any damage. I approach my machine from the front and I'll assess my attachment and I'll check my tines. There's no damage to the tips of my tines, and there's no cracks or damage to the heels. My locking pins are in place and secure. My side shift ram, there's no leaks in my side shift ram, it's in place and secure. My load rest guard, it's in place and secure and no damage. My mast assembly, there's no damage to my mast, no metal fatigue, and everything's greased. My chains are greased and my hydraulic hoses are in line. I'll look over top in between my mast to make sure there's been no debris falling down in between the mast and the load rest, and it's all clear. I'll come around to the side of my machine. I'll look up to the top at my mast ram. There's no leaks at the top of my mast ram, and that's just fine. As I come back down, I'll look at my tilt ram. My tilt ram is in place and there's no leaks. My tyres are solid tyres. They are not pneumatic. There's no cracks or damage, and there's plenty of no wear on them. My rims, there's no cracks in the paint, there's no burring in the nuts, they're in fine condition. My overhead guard is in place and there's no metal fatigue. My front headlights and blinker assembly, there's no cracks or damage in these. If this machine had a windscreen, I'd check it. Rear vision mirror, there's no cracks or damage to my rear vision mirror. I come down along to the side of my machine, there's no damage to the side of my machine, no metal fatigue, and everything's fine and in place. My seat belt, I'll check my seat belt for fraying, no damage and retraction. My seat belt locks in place securely, and my seat is in place and secure. Rear tyre, no damage, no cracks, good condition. Wheel nuts are in place, there's no cracks or burring to the nuts, rim's in fine condition. My overhead guard is in fine condition, there's no metal fatigue or damage. As I come around to the back of my machine, I will look up. My rear light assembly, there's no cracks or damage to my rear light assembly, and all my lights are actually there. I'll swing my gas bottle out. I'll look for the date of my gas bottle, which is the 2nd 07. There's a 10-year lifespan on a gas bottle before it needs to be retested. This bottle is fine until 2017. I'll turn my gas on. There's no fraying or damage to my gas lead. It's in place and insecure. As I come around, my other rear tyre, there's no cracks or damage to the wheel. It's fine and in place. There's no burring or damage to the nuts on the rim. That is fine and in place. My rear overhead guard is in place. There's no metal fatigue and no damage. I'll check down along the side of my machine. There's no damage down to the side of my machine or metal fatigue. Rear vision mirror, there's no cracks or damage to the rear vision mirror. That is fine and in place. My front headlight assembly and blinkers, there's no cracks or damage there either. Overhead guard at the front, fine and in place, secure, and no metal fatigue. Front tyre, no cracks or damage to my tyre, it's in good condition. Wheel nuts, there's no burring and stripping into the nuts, no cracks in the paint, that is in fine condition also. My mast ram, there's no leaks on my mast ram to this side. My tilt ram is in place and there's no leaks there either.